Letters addressed to artist in recovery. Daryl, take a breath. I checked your video for tonight on August 4th, 2023, concerning about a certain situation that is not going to be happening because of a certain remarks made. Shall we leave it at that? I had a friend of mine a long time ago, conservative as hell, but dingy, and Mama liked her. I liked her as a friend, but I didn't like her as a girlfriend. I never had. I was always afraid around women, and not to mention around girls who seemed to be wanting to, I don't know, play head games with me or something like that. I never liked it in the first place. Always felt comfortable. Never felt comfortable around them. But I treated them as friends. I tried to treat them as gently as possible at this point over here. One of them was definitely pure conservative and turned into a Trumphead. Last time I'd seen her was about in 2000, well, maybe 2014, 15. So remember that time we had a bit of a meet and greet somewhat. A run-in over at local Foster's out here. Foster's Freeze. Similar to long-time A&W root beer stuff. You gotta have your mom and pop shops out here to give you the hamburgers, fries, and shakes like that. So, but I met her and her family over here, kids growing up. But I also heard stuff coming out of her mouth that I didn't like. Apparently, the stuff I kept posting, she kept blocking. Unfortunately, I had blocked her. I couldn't deal with the Trumplicant crap going on. It's been several years. Once in a while, I may or may not come across a post, but I know I'm unfriended. Simply put, I know there are certain people out there who believe in Trumplicants and believe in the orange gas bag and his bullshit. He didn't do much for the country except turn us into a splitting headache for everybody. And I really didn't want to deal with it. I really, really did not want to deal with it. Now, I know politicians have a way of conning and jiving and scheming and wheeling and dealing, okay? You know, tell me which particular government system out there is going to be the most efficient. Unless you're going to be a brutal, efficient, autocratic society, then maybe that would be the most efficient. But the most screwed up government system out there that promotes freedom like crazy, which is open season for corruption left and right, is democracy. And if anybody actually studied history, would have figured this crap out in the first place. Unfortunately, some people don't. Or didn't pay attention enough in class when they were back in high school. Even that would have given them a little bit of a something to go on to understand how our political system works. Even back in high school, we had Government 101. We had U.S. history. I suppose people I know have already flunked out on that one. I took English history when I got into college the first time because I wanted to study about my past. I wanted to study about where my lineage came from. I wanted to study about what England was like. So I took it. I didn't take U.S. history during that time. Maybe I should have. Maybe I should have instead of English history. But I wanted to get a bearing of what the hell my ancestors came from and what the hell was going on during those days. Why things were going the way they were. Because in U.S. history, I didn't even get that much information out of the classes. So I figured English would have given me a little bit more better heads up. Why things happened the way they did. And understand the Magna Carta and why we had to play the Mayflower Compact. I still got to reread that all over again. But, it's been a hell of a long while since I've heard those terms. And when I took when I took Politics 101 over at Pierce, 30 plus years ago, back in the late 80s, I was still trying to understand how our government system worked and everything else around it. I should have been taking other classes, but my head wasn't in the game as much. Now, after witnessing things happening almost 40 years or longer than that, I'm 57. I witnessed a hell of a lot of stuff. And within the past several years, last several years, I've been going over to Antelope Valley College in Lancaster, California. Sometimes I had to take a break because of emotional situations happening because of mourning and grieving and mental health. But for the most part, I've been taking classes prior before this concerning my government. And then after that was world civilization and more history to understand more and more. To see where we're coming from, to see where we are, to see the reasons why things are happening left and right. Hell, if we actually had something about Native American history, I would be taking that right now to study it. I took Vietnam history because I wanted to get more basics of the damn stuff than I was a long time ago. And I did the wind file on this one here, buried somewhere in there. In today's filings. I wanted to understand more and more. Because the more I understood and the more I kept listening to other people left and right, I'm like, maybe increasing knowledge does increase sorrow because it makes me more and more knowledgeable of how screwed up the human race is, one way or another. And we don't even admit it to ourselves. I will point and blame the other guy. I'll blame you, I'll blame you, I'll blame you, I'll blame you. Y'all, every one of you guys, it's your fault. It's all your fault for getting our country screwed up like this. Now, I told you a long time ago. I told you. And you never listened to me. Because you listened to me, I would have been telling you straight. But no, you didn't want to listen to me. The voice on your shoulder right there. No, don't listen to me. Told you the other guy was no damn good, but you didn't listen to me. I told you I was going to get down there in the other bottoms. And then there's this other preacher guy going on your damn shoulder over there and trying to tell you everything else is fine. This guy's cream the crop. He's going to be telling you things left and right. He's going to be convincing you that everything wrong that you learned is right. Everything's old backward ass country. Didn't matter. He's going to set you straight, and you got to support him otherwise or else. Now, I told you about this little son of a bitch, but you never listened to me. And now you're all screwed up. Now you want my help on this one. I don't know about that. So I like to do a little bit of characterizations at this point over here. Trying to make a little bit of an example at this point of what the hell's going on. Now, I don't know what kind of hold Trump has over the damn half the country itself. Maybe he's talking in a language or in a different form of linguistics that nobody's familiar with or even understanding. How he's resonating with all these other people who are trying to rise up and say, well, the government's wrong, so is the Constitution, we got to fix it. 240 plus years of history, and you're going to fix it? You're going to fix our Constitution by breaking every damn law we got? Well, there ain't no law. We got sovereign territory. We're sovereign citizens. Yeah, I've heard that damn line before too many damn times, and it's bullshit. I'm sorry. I follow the Constitution of the United States. I follow the laws as best as I can. I deal with what is right now. And I don't know what else I can do or say. As for those who are having problems concerning about relationships because the other person is a Trumper, you got to go with your gut and your head on that one. Gonna hurt. I don't deal with Trumpers. I'm sorry. I know there was disagreements concerning about the regular Grand Old Party, the so-called Republicans during those old days, and there could be disagreements on this one. But when we're talking about pure Trumplicant, supporting Donald Trump because he's what? A businessman with failed businesses, with bankruptcies left and right, and he's got a track record of not paying people. He's a chintzy bastard. He's got millions and billions. He don't pay a damn dime out. He wants more and more money. He ain't going to pay somebody else out. Chisel the world. That's him. So now he's on court. He's on trial in the federal district courts and the state courts. His past is catching up to him. His past is catching up to him. People call it fake news. It's all bullshit. We all got to support Donald Trump. Why? Because he's innocent. Why? You guys are all fake news. You guys are setting him up for a fall. I'm not setting him up for anything. He did the same damn shit a long time ago. No. It's your fault. Why is it my fault? Because I say so. And there we go. Fanatics. I am not a fanatic concerning about the Democratic Party, but I'm a lifer. But I still look at the people who may or may not be suitable for the presidency of the United States. And there had been Republicans out there that I had an eye on from time to time. A Democrat going to be voting Republican in a general? It can be done. In a primary, you usually vote by party. And it's going to be up to the damn elector to decide whether or not they're going to give a shit or not. Because we do have an electoral system. We do have percentages based off of populations. And they do change. The information changes because they also depend upon the U.S. Census. Every 10 years, we get a population count anywhere and everywhere. My dog needs to go out again. I have a crazy psychotic dog who needs a lot of love, a lot of attention, and a lot of terrorizing. She loves it. She's about 19, 20. She's showing her age, but her spirit's still there. Even though the body's going for shit. Can't help you, Daryl, concerning about your situation there, except it's hard to find someone that's going to be somewhat true blue. That friend of mine, I never did get hooked up. And if I'm going to be talking to another girl, then she's going to be pure Trump at this point over here. I'll treat her as a friend, but I am not going to be dating that one. And again, I'm definitely not going to be part of that. Daryl, I'm going to be sending out another video at this point over here. I want to send it over to you.